Hi there, this is just a very short video on design. Now I'm going to be doing some more work on the 2396 project, and in part of that I wanted to find the right switchgear to select. With regards to selecting switchgear, I had to make sure I had the right manufacturer's information so that I could provide evidence with that. And as we know, BS 767 does require the manufacturers to be followed, it's part of good workmanship, etc, etc. So I went ahead and looked at Hager, and the first thing I wanted to identify was the tripping curves. So I've downloaded this technical document here, which includes the tripping curves for the C and the D device types, just so I can understand the let-through energy as well, just to make sure things are going to line up with the Hager device, which was fine. But there's some more information here that I thought I'd talk about, and we've done some talk on the wiring regulations training about the need to adjust current carrying capacities of cables with regards to ambient temperature, grouping, thermal insulation, etc. And that's about it. We don't talk about devices at all. But here in this Hager document, we have got this information. So it's got this section called Application Notes, and it says appropriate MCB selection will require consideration of the operating conditions that can affect its characteristics. The following need to be considered: the temperature's derating, grouping factors, and frequency effect. So for temperature derating, it says the MCBs are designed and calibrated to carry the nominal rated current at 30 degree reference. Much like a cable's current carrying capacity is given at 30, and then obviously if we adjust that, we'd apply the CA rating factor. We're doing similar here. So installation operations at higher ambient temperatures require progressively less current to trip the device. Okay, and the opposite if we cool it down. So we can see a table that's given us the IN of 2, 4, 6, 10, 13, 16, all these different rated devices. And at 30 degrees, which is basically the calibrated temperature, the actual operating current is the same. So there's no change there. If I increase this, then this is where I'd be introducing a factor less than 1 in Appendix 4 of the regulations. What they've done here, Hager, is instead of doing it, they've actually just applied the factor to the IN to give us a new value. So a 2 amp device at 35 will actually start to have an operating current at 1.92 amps. Go to 40, it's 1.84. So as we increase the temperature, it starts to operate at lower currents. Similarly, if we decrease it, it actually operates at a higher current. So whenever we do decide to obviously select cables, we need to select protective devices. We must make sure we know the ambient temperature the switchgear and the equipment is going to be installed in, so we can identify if the device's characteristics are changed by that ambient temperature. So there's a number of devices in this table, all the way down to 63, 100. And again, 30 is the no change, and as we increase, their operating currents drop quite a lot at some point, and if they obviously decrease, then they go up. The other area is the grouping factor. Now, the grouping factor is fairly simple. It just says, inside an enclosure, the heating effect of an MCB installed in close proximity, in other words in groups, will have to be taken into consideration, very much like cables. Certain amounts of watt loss from each device will contribute to raising the ambient temperature of the breaker above the ambient temperatures of the enclosure. Applying grouping factors to derate the MCB thermal trip accordingly. So the number of devices, N, if it's 1, then the actual factor is 1. That basically means that if I have only one device, I don't apply a factor. If I have 2 or less than 4, so 2 or 3, 0.95. If I have 4 or less than 6, so 4 or 5, 0.9. If I have 6 or more, 0.85. Okay, bear in mind obviously that these devices can be stacked either a single phase arrangement or a 3-phase arrangement. So the grouping couldn't be considered as substantial as grouping 19 conductors collectively, but there would be some impact with up to 6 apparently, or beyond 6. The other one to consider here is frequency effect, and this just talks about the frequency hertz there of up to 60 hertz has no consideration. we understand the wiring regulations has 3 common frequencies: 50, 60, and 400. 50 and 60 here are considered a rating factor of 1, meaning no consideration there, no impact. 400 Hertz would have a 1.5 factor. Alright, and this document has a couple of examples here where we have a derating. Okay, so we have 3 MCBs are to be installed side by side inside an enclosure, so that's a 3 group. The ambient temperature inside is 40 degrees, so that's an ambient there. The required maximum load current draw per MCB is 22 amp. Can a 25 amp MCB provide a suitable solution? So can I put 22 amp on a 25 amp MCB? Okay, immediately you may think, okay, well that's IB, IN, that should be okay. But with this manufacturer's information, it tells us now that the 40 degree ambient temperature will change the operating current from 25 down to 23. And combining that with the 0.95 factor due to the grouping, we multiply those together, gives us a new operating current of 21.85 amps, meaning, according to the manufacturer's information, that 25 amp MCB is not suitable for a 22 amp load. Okay, we must make sure we just do our extra little bit of due diligence just to make sure the manufacturers are happy with the way we intend to use their devices. Here, this clearly is a bit of an educational bit of information from the manufacturer to help you with selecting and using their devices as they intend them to. All right, guys. I'll close this video. This was just a little bit of a heads up, just in case when you've done designs or you're planning on doing a design, you've not considered how the manufacturers may start to also affect your design or have their own requirements to consider. Do make sure you go to the suppliers of all of your selected equipment and follow their information effectively. Now, this is Hager. This document though doesn't come in every single box. You have to go to the website to find their curve information, and that's actually what I searched for, Hager tripping curves, and I found a standard document. It was in looking for that information of the tripping curves that I found a document that had this information. This information isn't in their standard manual, so you make sure you do look carefully for the all the information you think you may need. Alright guys, yep, I will end this video here and see you very soon. Cheers.